Good evening and welcome to another episode of the Power Half Hour Unstoppable Business Owner. I'm your host for this evening, Dorothy Odell, and I just want to give a quick shout out to our sponsor of tonight's show. Have you heard of the cutting edge system to optimize your metabolic health? doTERRA's MetaPower just may be what you need. I've been using the MetaPower oil blend for the past month, and it's definitely helped me suppress my appetite. So if you have any questions about this oil or any other doTERRA oil, then give a call to Bonnie Herb at 810-414-0929 or go to beoilywithbonnie.com today. All right, I am super excited to bring one of my favorite Marines to the show tonight. Louis, welcome to the show.
Hey, what's going on? Thanks for having me in. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you
Okay,
hear
cool.
me?
Yeah, I got you loud and clear.
Awesome. So I'm super excited. I know it's been a while. I've been wanting to talk to you about having you on the show because you are just, if you've ever stalked Louis's LinkedIn page, this guy's amazing. Like seriously, all the content you put out there, it's just like, man, this guy, like, what is he up to? So welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us tonight. And so tell our audience a little bit about yourself and what it is that you do.
Okay, cool. Well, Dorothy, thank you obviously to invite me in. I'm glad to share the stage with you and for the opportunity to talk to as many people as possible. So my name is Louis Orta. First things first, I am a very, very proud father to an almost 4-year-old daughter. And second, right after that is I am a husband, right? I have an amazing wife. She's doing amazing things, and I'm so grateful to be on the journey of life with the two of them. Um, Outside of my family, what I am is I am actually an insurance agent. Nothing too sexy about that. I'll be honest, right? Like no one grows up thinking, "Hey, I'm gonna be an insurance agent." But you know what? That's the course that my life took, and I am honestly just so fulfilled in that role, and it's been completely life changing to me and so many people around me. Yeah.
I love that. I too was in the insurance industry years ago, so you have the power to change people's lives.
Yeah.
And and that's so great. And a lot of people get wrapped up in either being underinsured or not insured at all, or not having the proper insurance. So it's about getting it right and getting what the customer needs, not what
Right.
you know, and a lot of different companies out there just, well, oh, this would be great because it's great commission, but I know that that's not who you are. I know that you do what's right for the client, and so I love that.
Yeah, no, thanks for that. In fact, when I was on my journey to get connected with any companies, I was doing a lot of research. I interviewed other insurance companies, and I was like, okay, this is the company I could be aligned with, for many reasons. And because you brought up like commissions, like I partnered up with a company that has level commissions on every product, so I'm not going to be geared to say, hey, you should get this product because I will get paid more. You know what I mean? Like it's like, hey, what's a good fit for you? So completely aligned with me as a person, and I'm so glad that I found them.
Right. I love that smile. Like you just like radiate. Seriously, I've never met somebody who just radiates like you do, and I love that. And you could definitely tell that you love what you're doing. And so congratulations on that, because that in itself, my friend, if you love what you do, it's never work. So
Yes. Yep. Yep.
I love that.
Exactly.
So what would you say would be the three things that you've overcome to get to where you're at in business today?
Okay, so without getting too deep in it, I've and everybody has a story, right?
Yeah.
And my story starts with being just born in the inner city of Houston, and at the age of 12, my parents got divorced, and my mom got really really heavy into drugs. So, I had to get through a lot of trauma in the sense of me wondering like what happened to my parents. Like, was it me? Was it my siblings? And then moving past that, I had to also be one to step up and help my mom through her course of her choices. And then deciding at the age of 18 that, hey, I can't just be stuck around my mom and helping her out. Like, I got to worry about my own life right? And that's when I made the decision to walk into the recruiting station in Houston, Texas, and say, "Hey, man, like I want to go. Like, take me away. I got to get out of here." And yeah, I joined the Marine Corps and infantry, and did 2 combat tours to Afghanistan. So just going through that and coming back home to deal with the traumas afterwards and life back into a civilian has been a crazy, crazy journey. And honestly, it wasn't until about 4 years ago when my daughter was born where I decided to take control and not feel like a complete victim to the circumstances before that, right? So yeah, I don't know if there was 3 in there, but I know that there's 3 in that timeline.
Right.
And man, I'm killing it. Like honestly, I am. Like I know I am.
I love that, and thank you for sharing your story. That part of your story, I did not know that about you.
Yeah.
So it's almost like going from war zone to war zone to a civilian life, and coming back to deal with everything that you didn't deal with before.
Mm-hmm.
And that is so great. I admire you that you did do that and took a stand, and so that way you could mentally prepare for the family that you have, right? With for your little girl, and yeah, I love that. Congratulations on that, because that's awesome. A lot of
Thank you.
people would just like, oh, it's okay, I'll just suck it up, nothing's really wrong. And that's not the case. And that's why I know I'm a huge veteran ally in getting the help that all our veterans need, no matter what, so
Yeah,
that they too can walk in freedom.
absolutely. Yeah.
Because the new hashtag for this week is hashtag healed is sexy.
Healed is sexy. Well,
Healed is
I love
sexy.
it. I love
You
it.
know, Mental Health Awareness Month, I had to do something different. I don't know if you saw the show with our sex therapist, Inez Teamer, a couple weeks ago, and we came up with that on there because seriously, and it's just been growing. So we're going to make this like a national thing. Heal the sexy. Start using the hashtag, people, because
Healed is
it's
sexy.
yeah.
Okay, well, I absolutely love that because I can tell you, ever since I started like going on this journey of healing, I become a better person, and my wife has found me more attractive. So health and mental health is sexy, you guys, right?
Exactly. Well, what's more sexy? Okay, so just getting there for 1 second. If you and your spouse are both healed,
Mhm.
that is attractive, right? If both of you walking in confidence, both of you walking in everything God's given you to do on this earth, and with no baggage or limited baggage, like there's don't get me wrong, there's still going to be the occasional argument between spouses, I'm sure, about something.
Yeah,
But if you don't have all that weighing you down, could you imagine if everybody on the planet was healed?
yeah. Then yeah, honestly, like that
Right.
that would be a whole different world, a whole different world.
Whole different world. You fought for our freedoms, and if we now we're fighting for everybody's freedom to be healed. Could you imagine?
Yeah, yeah, that's
Damn.
crazy. And honestly, what's I don't know, not to get too crazy, too, but I think everybody is fighting for a way to be healed, but we just don't know how to properly, put out that energy, and then we end up hurting people, and then people are hurt, and then they can't heal, and then it's just yeah, it's a whole
Right.
deal.
But if you're healed, then you wouldn't take offense to what somebody said, because you
Yeah,
would just know, it would like bounce off you. So, for instance, yeah, I'm doing a Course in Miracles right now, and I had done some inner healing like last year. This year, it's of Course in Miracles, and I'm learning that everything means nothing. So, no matter what you tell me, it really doesn't mean anything.
mm,
And so, if we all lived in the love of God, then everything would be perfect, whole, and
mm.
complete. And so, no matter what anybody said, it would just bounce right off you.
I'm rubber, you're glue, right? That whole
That whole thing, right? We're going back to elementary school, my friend.
that's funny. Yeah, that's
I
great.
love that. All right. So, what 3 things would you say that you help your clients overcome then?
3 things I help my clients overcome is number one, just finance 101, right? There's not a lot of people who grow up talking about the F word. And I'm not talking about, the 4-letter F word. I'm talking about the word finance, right?
Finance.
There's not a lot of conversations that go around the dinner table. In fact, it's almost disrespectful to talk about finances. So what I do to help my clients overcome is just getting comfortable having that conversation with their kids and their family members, just simply by putting information in front of them and being a resource. Yeah. Um, Number two, what I help families overcome is just the thought that they really don't put too much in is like, what happens if something happens to me? Right? Like there's that, I don't want to think about it because I'm going to get that bad juju, right? And in fact, we all can agree on something that good or bad things happen to good people, right?
Mm-hmm.
All the time,
All the
right?
time.
Even going and reaching for like childhood diagnosis of cancer, like these kids who are completely innocent, like bad things happen to good people.
Yeah.
So what happens if something happens? What's the disaster plan? So I'm able to help them realize that life insurance isn't just about something that it just isn't a death benefit, that it can actually be used for some of the most devastating times possible. That's if a kid or themselves gets sick and injured, and they need access to a large lump sum of money. Right. So I really focused on not just life insurance, but life insurance you don't have to die to use. Right. The third thing that I help my clients overcome is taxes. And I know you're in Ontario and I'm in Ontario, but you're in Ontario, Canada. I'm in California, right? So we got the we got the border here.
Yes.
So I can't really say too much about things because there's that border, but when it comes to this side in the US, like taxes, and I'm sure it's similar over there, right? Taxes are just crazy. And one of the biggest, yes, my daughter just made an appearance. This is a family show, right?
This is a family show.
Yes. Here, but we're gonna put a towel on you. Come here real quick. Daddy's working. Remember? Daddy girl? Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Okay.
I love that.
Oh man, I knew it was coming because we just played water balloons outside, and she took a bath, and we're trying to work on her independence and getting dressed by herself, right? So
I love that.
yeah,
That is so cool because a lot of parents over like helicopter parents and do everything for their kids. So I love that.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so the third thing is helping people find legal ways to get by taxes, and inside of the insurance codes and all these things, there are ways that we can legally bypass some taxes and use these codes to our advantage. So I just really help our clients get educated on those to where they can make a decision, right? Just like, hey, here's the information. I'm going to help guide you, but you let me know what you want to do, and then I'll share my professional opinion, and whatever you want to do, I'm here to help you out, carry those out.
That's awesome right there. Like I said, 80% of our listeners are from the United States.
Okay.
So the fact that you could, find them a tax break somewhere, it would be absolutely right there. I think would be worth a 30-minute chat with you to see, how you can help them, especially in that area. Let alone making sure. And if you could help save them money on their taxes, why would they not invest that back into their future, right?
Right.
So to me, that's just like a win-win situation.
Hey, it makes sense. The problem is just getting people to a point where like, hey, I need this information, right? What and the whole point is like, I'm not asking you to come and buy something from me, right? Like, I'm not trying to sell you something. I'm giving you just the information, and you let me know when you're ready. Like I'm young, you know what I'm saying? I'm patient, right? Like
Exactly. You
I'm here
young and patient for sure. I love that. I'm just going to take a quick break here for our next sponsor. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're tired of feeling stuck in your career or business and you're ready to unlock your full potential and accomplish your dreams with compounding growth so that you could live life like a walk on the beach, then listen up because I have some exciting news for you. Today's live cast is sponsored by the Left Foot Coach, an innovative entrepreneurial venture partner that will take your income and self-expression to the next level. With his established 5-pillar methodology, the Left Foot Coach can help you build your solid foundation for success and expand your full potential. As a venture growth coach, the Left Foot Coach is dedicated to partnering with you and your established business to help you grow your income and achieve your goals. Whether you're an entrepreneur or professional looking to take your career to the next level, the Left Foot Coach can provide you with support, guidance, and resources you need to succeed. Here at Unstoppable Overcomers, we actually use the Left Foot Coach for all of our needs as well. So definitely schedule your 30-minute inquiry call with him today. I will put his information in the comments. So yeah, I mean, seriously, if you could have a life like walking on the beach, why not, right? All right. Thanks, Louis here. All right. So getting back to the insurance section of it. So insurance and taxes. So tell me how would people, first of all, get a hold of you in order to be able to do that? Like, what's the best place for people to reach you, to set up that time and to be able to do that?
Yeah, so you could find me on LinkedIn. I believe we're going to have those links. Is that correct?
Yeah, all the links are in the show notes for sure.
Okay.
But I can actually add that here too. Let me go and add that.
Yeah, so on LinkedIn, you can find me just, Louis Orta, LOUISORTA. On Instagram, Louis Orta, but there's 2 underscores in between the names there. And Facebook, it's Louis Orta. So I try to make it really easy to be found. My face is the picture of those. So you're going to completely know. Oh, yeah, look, there you go. So we got the dot card. If you click that, you're going to have all my contact information, emails, phone numbers. And that's really all you need to get a hold of me.
Right. Right. And so walk us through the process. So when somebody comes to you, now we used to do F&As. Do you guys still do those? Financial needs analysis for your client?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That is the
insurance
one of the most
talk.
number one things. It's supposed to be, right? If it's done properly, yes.
Yes. Right.
Yeah.
And you're right. I love what you said there, when it's done properly. So you can tell somebody who's just trying to line their pockets versus somebody who's trying to do what's right. And like you said, going ahead, finding out what your clients' needs are, getting all of their information and things like that, so that they can make an informed decision. Right.
Yeah.
Because that's truly what it's all about. Now, do you guys do, here in Canada, we do what's called RSPs, retired savings plans. I know when you're at work working for somebody, you guys have the 401k. Do you has anything similar to like an RSP or anything like that over there?
Yeah, so there's actually a couple of mandates right now that's going around, that if an employer has more than 3 employees, then they are required by law to offer them a retirement plan. And at least here in California where I'm at, that's been brought out because they know that there's a shortfall. People aren't saving for retirement. So when that happens, the government wants to intervene and say, hey, now the employers need to take on more responsibility to make sure that happens. But there are tons of saving strategies, right? Tons of saving opportunities for retirement for anybody, right? And it's just a matter of, 1, somebody being open to receiving that information, and 2, somebody giving them the information, and 3, to carry out that plan.
Right. Right. I remember back when I was doing insurance, one of the biggest things is I knew somebody who was a single mom, or she ended up being a single mom. Her partner passed away, had 5 kids, no insurance. And I thought, how bad is that? I felt bad for her, and I was like wrecked myself, because I'm like, why didn't I approach her? Because I didn't, at that time I wasn't as confident as I am now, and things like that. And I never approached her, and I felt like, man, that sucks. Number one, that happened to her, leaving behind 5 kids for her to deal with. Right. And by herself with just her income. But people really don't. I love what you said when you said it's almost like the old way of thinking is it's disrespectful to talk about money. But, I think that's why you're doing I love what you're doing, because you're breaking the stigma of that, meaning that, no, let's talk about this now. At age, and my parents did an amazing job with that, because at age 25, I had my own life insurance policy. back then I had, I think it was whole life or universal, something like that, where, I was able to take some cash out of it, like a
Yeah.
cash loan. Back that's and I did that so that I could further my education.
Nice. I love that feature.
Right, and it was so great. I what is his name? Robert Kiyosaki. Robert Kiyosaki was doing a yeah. Anyways, it was a $5,000 program. So I took the money out, did a $5,000 program because I thought, I'm 25. I don't need the money just yet. And if I die, well, that's my parents' problem. That was the
Oh my
philosophy
goodness.
I had. But having that extra built in so that you could do, like, life crops up, right? No one predicted COVID, no one predicted things like that. So
Yeah.
it's good to have that extra security somewhere.
Absolutely, yeah. And we hear the conversation of like, oh, you should have, anywhere from some people argue 9 to 12 months worth of emergency funds,
Yeah.
right? And it's so hard for people just to get by month to month with what they got going on. So
Right.
to save an extra 12 months of emergency fund, you're talking about saving for like 6 years, right? And like finally after 6 years, I have 12 months of living expenses. And by that time, inflation is running crazy. But
Right.
yeah, life insurance to me, like, I got to share this before getting into life insurance. I've been specifically focused for life insurance for about 2 years now, a little over 2 years. But before that, I was selling insurance as well, but in the supplemental space. So I was selling AFLAC, right, supplemental benefits, and I knew about the power of insurance and what it could do for people from that company.
Yeah.
When I heard that you can actually use life insurance as a financial tool and not just a death benefit, like I met with the certified financial planner, all these guys, a fiduciary, and they broke down for me like what life insurance can do for people. And I was just like, wow, right? I was a man. I had managerial roles in my old company. I heard about life insurance, the power of it on a Friday. I looked over everything Saturday and Sunday, and Monday I called my boss up and I was like, "Hey, dude, like, I can't go out sell this stuff anymore because there's something better. Like, I feel attracted to this more." And I
Right.
walked away from all the accounts that I had in SoCal, and I just dove right into this here. I I I am convicted. I have a strong convention in life insurance and the power of it. Yeah.
Right. And that shows integrity right there, because once you know something, you can't unknow it. Right. Like, if you know that what you're currently selling is really not it's a disservice to your people, and you continued, oh, well, to continue that path, and you go, oh, well, I didn't know that then, but you know that now. And good for you for taking the initiative and going, wait a minute, I can't in all consciousness do this anymore.
Yeah, yeah, and I do want, because this shit is going to be shown, like, the company that I mentioned, it's a great company. There was just a different need, right? So I
Yeah.
felt more drawn to another side. That company, absolutely amazing. Yeah.
Right, right, right. And so, what would you say would be the first thing when you sit down with a client? What's the first thing that you would go over with them, or tips that you would have for your client?
So the first, I don't have any tips for them starting out. My first entire thing is, one, to just let them, put them at ease, right, and just let them know, like, hey, like, I'm here to just get information. This is an information gathering session. I want to hear what's important to you, and based off what's important to you and where you currently are, at that point, I can help you draw out a plan,
Mhm.
right? And then there's plenty of things that are into consideration. Timeline, how old someone is, like, what they want their insurance to do, and what their current need is. So as soon as we have that discovery moment with bond and rapport, of course, that's all included in there. Then we go straight to the needs analysis, and that's simply just to let them know, like, hey, this is your need as life insurance as a whole. You need to cover your bare minimum.
Right,
Anything in excess of that, then we can play around depending on your financial situation, right? But let's
right,
just make sure it's
right.
covered, or you and your family are covered.
Right. And I love that. Meeting the client where they're at and what their needs are all the way around.
Mhm.
I absolutely love that you said that, and putting their mind at ease, saying, "Well, wait a minute, this and this and this is what I recommend," but and giving them options. Because
Yeah.
people feel stuck if they don't have options.
Yeah. Absolutely. And Dorothy, one thing that like I want to make sure I mention is that I ask people all the time is like, you are so and so, you're whatever age you are. Like, can I ask why don't you have coverage yet? Because somewhere along the way, they told themselves they didn't need coverage. So I always want to make sure that I can help them work through
Right.
that process. So we're just, kind of starting on a fresh base, and they're not sitting there with their arms crossed with this idea of like, oh yeah, nah, I heard this, I've done that, like I think about this. It does nobody any good. So just to knock that out of the park, I absolutely love it because you can see like the shoulders just like relax and just like, okay, cool, like let's do this then,
Right. Well, and I love that you said that, Liz, because in life, everybody has a trigger, and they might not even identify it as a trigger. So you're right. By disarming exactly why they wouldn't have had something that they really needed to begin with, you're really, like you said, putting their mind at ease and really focus on their wants and needs.
Yeah.
So I love that. Damn, too bad I wasn't an American citizen.
Well, we do have a great foreign policy where, if you spend a certain amount of time here in the States, then you can, get some coverage.
Well, there we go. I might look into that. My future's so bright. My goal and my intent is, well, without doing proper paperwork, I can only legally spend 6 months out of the country.
Mm.
Uh, but I plan on, you know, doing the proper paperwork, and eventually my husband and I can move to Florida. Is what I
Wow.
would really
Oh,
love.
very nice. Very nice.
Yes, once the kids grown up, and things like that, that is my intent. I don't know what his intent is, but that's my intent.
Wait, we'll see when we get there, right?
I figured, if I tell him, hey, the money's in the bank, let's go get a condo in Florida or something. Not a condo, no way, because I want a house with a pool. I want a pool outside. Those geckos, those funny little freaking geckos that drive me crazy when you're in Florida, that are on your screen or on your sidewalk. I would like that, just
Yeah.
because the alligators can stay away.
Yeah, for sure.
Or we might even move to California. I don't know. It's the weather's nice out there too, but
Weather's nice, but you pay for it. I tell you, I'm from Texas, and I'm in California because my wife's family's here, and she doesn't plan on leaving them. So I told her, hey, whenever you're ready, I'm like a leaf in the wind. Let's just tell me where to go, and we'll go.
San Antonio, Texas is absolutely gorgeous.
I lived in San Antonio for like 2 months,
Uh,
and then my dad was like, "Yeah, I miss my girlfriend," so we moved back to New Mexico. Yeah.
well, no, it's that's funny that you said Texas, because I've since I met my husband, I'm like, yeah, we're going and to San Antonio. The Riverwalk is absolutely stunning. I was there years ago,
Yeah.
on business, and I was just like, oh yeah, I got to come back.
Yeah, go if you go back to San Antonio, make sure you do. I think it's a little bit northeast. It's called New Braunfels. Oh, New Braunfels is amazing. Like if I could pick anywhere to take my family, it would be New Braunfels. It's so nice.
Mm. I'm gonna have to remember that for sure.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know. This summer's vacation, the kid wants to go to Tennessee. I'm like, what's in Tennessee?
No, okay, take them to New Braunfels. They got I think it's the Guadalupe River. You literally just sit on a float and you go down the whole river. You take your cooler, pack it with some drinks, and you float down this like 2 hour long river. It's so cool.
I'm up for that.
Everyone's so friendly. They're like, throw me a beer. They're like, catching it. It's like,
Wow. We'll have to do that. And then we'll call your family up and say, hey, meet us down here.
that would be cool. That'd be cool.
That would be cool. Well, thank you so much, Lewis, for joining us today. This has been great. I absolutely love your energy. I love what you're doing to help families. You go from putting your life on the line for the country, and now you're putting your life on the line for their finances and for their future. So absolutely love that. Thank you so much for all that you do. Thank you for your service, and absolutely love what you're doing.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here. And Mother's Day is coming up. So happy Mother's Day to all the ladies out there doing all the amazing things that y'all do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Thanks for that reminder. Thank you for that.
Yes.
All right. I just want to give one last shout out to Jen Sahari with her book, Created No Way Out. Definitely a book to get this month for Mental Health Awareness Month. Faith is on the verge of ending her life following decades of feeling unheard and unseen and suffering from anxiety. Looking back over her life as she moves through her final days, she recognizes how much pressure she put on herself at all times and lost sight of her self-worth and confidence. But it is an ending you don't want to miss. So go ahead and get your copy today on Amazon or go to www.jensahari.com. Again, go check out Lewis's information over here. Cards / Luis Orta. Sorry, I screwed that up. I've been tongue-tied for 2 days. I can't speak properly. Maybe it's time for a vacation. Anyways, thank you so much, Louis, for being on the show today. And look forward to seeing what's in the future for you guys and possibly having you come back for sure.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks you again.
All right, thanks. Be unstoppable in all you do, guys. And same time, same channel next week. Bye for now.